What's happening, everybody? We are the Hamiltons. And right now, we want to give a shout out to the BKS Experience for having us. We had a good time. We had a great interview. They wanted to know the inside scoop of the Hamiltons, and we gave to them. So now, here's a way for you to keep in touch with the Hamiltons. Right now, send a text message of 1964 to 81257. You'll get all things Hamiltons. Am I right, fellas?
You are so right.
So make sure you do that right now, and we'll be right there at you. I promise you. Tone Life, holla at your boys.
This is the BKS Experience.
You are the best kept secret in the universe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the BKS Experience. I'm yours truly, Mr. Live to Inspire, Eddie Brown.
And I am celebrity photographer Ty Waterman. And before we get started, make sure you like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe. Today, though, we have, I always blow it up every time, but we have a very special group today. These brothers, if I was to go shopping at and pick a store I would go to in the R&B world, these guys would be like a musical thrift store where they have something old, something new. Basically, what they like to call young vintage. I got the Hamiltons. We got, just say your names for the people.
I'm J. Vito.
Oh, Tui.
J. Vito.
Tony Lilo.
All right. So, first of all, I need to know where these names come from, because y'all from North Carolina, y'all country, y'all remind me of my cousins, and y'all got some country sounding names. Where they come from?
So Lilo stands for Live Every Lyric Out, which means if I'm gonna talk about it, I've been through it, I've been around it, I've experienced it. I got a homie that's been told me about it. Then I got to see what he went through. Everything that I write about, everything that I sing about is coming from me. It's gonna be from real content.
We had Vito. Where that name come from?
For years, I just went by my name, JJ. That was the name I went by. And the dude that was my barber at the time, he was heavy in party promoting, and I used to go perform for him a whole lot. And I walked in one day, he was like, J Vito. Listen, I was like, that sounds nice, so that sounds real nice. And it kind of just gravitated to me, it just took on like a whole different thing with me. So I was like, okay. So I took on the name without even knowing what the meaning was. And then like years later, rest in peace, a friend of mine did a tattoo for me. He wrote it on the back of my arm. And he was like, you might want to go check and see what that means. And I did. And I was happy because it meant life-giving. And it's J. Vito, the whole name, James the Life Giver. Anything I say, anything I touch, anything I do, it comes to life. So that's what it means. James the Life Giver. I bring life to whoever come across.
Right.
Well, Tui has just been a nickname I've had forever. I was named after my dad. His name was Corey. My name is Corey. So they call me Tui. That's it.
Okay, I love it. It's something powerful in the name. My name, not the full, but the full government is Tyrone. So I let everybody call me Ty because it's short for Thai, as in Thailand. My mother was from Thailand, so I'm a soul brother, literally. And it's a powerful thing. But yeah, the names that you have as far as with the group, the Hamiltons, comes from a powerful brother in the singing community, Anthony Hamilton. But everyone thinks y'all got y'all start there, but y'all been singing for a long time, haven't y'all?
Indeed, we have. We were all artists / producers and writers in our own right long before Anthony came along. And a friend of ours, Kenny Leonard, pulled us into the Anthony Hamilton camp, and then everything else is history.
That's dope. We recently shot Anthony Hamilton, and we're from Connecticut. And speaking of Connecticut, one of our people is from Connecticut, He knows one of y'all. He might know all of y'all. Doobie Powell. Y'all familiar with Doobie? So he said to give y'all a shout out and say what's up. But yeah, when he was in Connecticut, I'm like prepared. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna see the Hamiltons. Oh man, like I get excited to see Anthony, but I was like, I'm gonna see the Hamiltons because your project is finally out. And it wasn't y'all. Now the brothers was good, don't get me wrong, but it was just like, man, I'm looking out. I want to see where y'all at. I did, however, shoot you guys when y'all came to Connecticut for the Christmas album. And everybody, when y'all performed, and everybody was like, oh, who them dudes singing? And when y'all actually did POP. I think I did a recording when y'all did POP Hold It Down during that Christmas thing. That's what got y'all relatively known outside of the group. And that's a rarity. Like, what got y'all started doing pop culture references as music?
Being on the road, doing our jobs, you know, getting to meet different people. And Tui's the big world star guy. But we all were, you know, on social media. And I think Birdman had just had his bout with the Breakfast Club. And it just, you know, we just kind of took that moment. It started before that with POP. That was the first official viral moment. But I think it really took off when Put Some Respect on It kind of came about.
Oh, I want you to put it out. Put some respect on it. Listen, when you say my name, put some respect on it.
And we just kept doing it for a while because that's what people were liking to see. And that's kind of how we just got caught in it. I mean, it wasn't nothing we was really asking for. We was just doing it, just being us. And LeVan Anderson, one of DC's finest, actually grabbed his camera and recorded it, and it just grew. So I guess a lot of people that played a vital part to the situation.
I got a special request when y'all get back on the road, get back together. Everybody gonna want to hear that WAP. Y'all gotta I gotta sing that WAP. If y'all haven't already done that.
Heard that song.
I was about to say, like, I've heard the most about it, but I've never actually heard the song.
Never heard the song.
They said they listen to real music.
Shout out to Cardio.
Hey,
Shut up. No, I'm just joking.
But nah, I've never heard the song, man. So yeah.
So when you think about all these trends and all of these things that go on and you guys, you know, so I'm thinking about the shows, like, is it more impromptu or do you guys have time to rehearse sometimes, or it's more like impromptu and that's where it actually shows the best of your talent when you guys are doing shows?
When we do shows, we take it just as serious as a life-threatening situation. Okay. We put in about a week most times, and no less than 2 to 3 days. But if it's a strong week where we got an opportunity, we don't got a lot of work going on, then we put in about a week. And we go in with our brothers, and most of these guys are like the elite musicians around here in North Carolina that we have at our disposal. By the grace of God, we've grown up around these guys, so they're like brothers to us, and we go in and we go hard. Now, when we get on the stage, although we have prepared a show, then that's when, you know, you might get something else while you got that going on. You know what I mean? Vito might take off and just say something crazy. And then we grab the mic, be like, chill, bro, relax, bro. And then, you know, as he's saying something, it might be funny, so I just holler in the mic. And then Tui on the other side talking about, you know, I don't mean to be rude, you know. So it's like all kind of stuff that we might be doing. But at the end of the day, it is rehearsed so we can have something to bring forth to the people. But then after we get up there, it's definitely just free flow.
Dope. Now, hearing that sound, that quartet style, I know, you know, of course, y'all from down south. So I know, you know, growing up around that gospel music, good old gospel music, who is y'all favorite quartet groups on coming up?
If I may, I'm sorry, I answered that one.
No, whoever. Yeah.
The Cat Spirituals, Pilgrim Jubilees. It's for everybody. I'm not just saying because
yeah, okay, yep.
We take it from people like the Can Spirituals, the Pilgrim Jubilees, even the Soul Seekers, because they brought a whole different flavor to tech that we all was sitting at home that Sunday morning before we went to church, and Lift Every Voice came on, and the video came on, and we all was like, yo, who was that? And everybody was trying to find out. We take from that, and I think that's the kind of excitement we want to bring to the people now. like, you know, being that, and that's, you know, but yeah, it's so many places. Veronica and the Mighty Blazing Stars, Terry Fraser and the Tears of Joy, Darrell McFadden and the Disciples, the Spiritual King. There's so many groups that we can name that we draw inspiration from, and you know, Tui kind of, you know, not excluding him at all. We all do this, but Tui grew up in a different kind of churching that we did. Ours was more foot stomping, country Bama Woods church. You know, we had devotion and testifying service. And Tui, he grew up in a more polished church.
We lift our hands in the sanctuary. Right up in there.
Yeah, you know, you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to be nice.
That's not true, but okay.
Well, okay, I go back. Take me back. You know, he saw stuff like that. They clap like this. Take me back, dear Lord. They saw stuff like that, you know, and that is a part of his upbringing. And for a while, I thought Tui didn't like quartet, and time passed, and we
converted him.
Huh?
You say you converted?
We did. We converted. We brought him on over. Look, let me tell you how we knew we had it. We were coming from Canada one time, and that was like a 3-4 hour drive in the city that we was riding in. And I sat right behind Tui, and about the whole drive, he was, what about this song here? He was up there making a quartet playlist for hours. Had touched his heart.
What? Like, I remember walking into a church one time when I was trying to figure out what kind of music, not even music, church I wanted to get into. And when they had the screen and the music pop up on the screen and it had the bouncing ball, I wanted to walk out, but I didn't drive. There was no soul. It was just what? And then I go to like a cousin's church and everybody's stomping, everybody got the Holy Ghost, and
that's the way you be. I'm not coming back to your church no more.
You know, but with the style that you have, it's so eclectic. It's like a little bit of everything. That young vintage just it speaks to me. It's just like the modern version of neo soul, you know. But y'all have your own mark that y'all put on it, where you got a little. I'm less of a church person, so I hear the Marvin Gayes, the Donny Hathaways, you know, all of those blended in. Then I might hear a little Stevie. Like when y'all decided it's time for us to, you know, Voltron the situation, let's make it an official thing and come up and put together an album. How do y'all go about deciding, you know, how we're going to do certain things?
It's really all kind of, we don't really decide. We just kind of just go off of the vibe. So we might shuffle through a few tracks or listen to a few joints that we might have came up with, or somebody might have sent us, and we just, whoever got the juice for that night, we just kind of go off of that. You know, it might be one, maybe two, maybe three. In most cases, one person to set the tone, and then we all just, you know, follow suit. So it's not, you know, we don't ever plan it. We just ride the vibes, you know, good vibes.
Yeah, and like the sound, like I said, how y'all have so many different things. When I'm so used to I was so used to what I heard when y'all were with Anthony. Then when I heard some of the stuff when y'all first started coming out with stuff, I was like, okay. But what caught me was when I heard Pieces, it just that soulfulness, that grittiness, and just how each person had a piece that fit within that song. That right there is sung to me. I was like, man, who came up with that song and that concept?
See, that was our Vito. So Vito already
boy, good.
that was our, you know, put together that he had for himself, and he was like, you know, well, now that we're a group, I think this will be good, you know, for the group. So he brought it to the table. He set the tone, and once again, we just kind of follow suit for the you know, what was from what was already prepared. The table was prepared.
It was prepared before.
Prepared the table before us.
There you go.
Can one of you brothers just give us a little bit of Pieces?
Go ahead, Vito. That's your joint, man.
So baby, tell me what I gotta do to keep you. We both said that we will never go.
Oh,
Oh, how much I really need you. So baby, please don't walk out that door. It'll bring me to pieces. Cause you're loving I need it. Baby girl, it's no secret that you got me. So gone over you.
That boy put that stank on it. That's what I'm talking about. Yo,
Sheesh. Oh man.
I'm telling you, like, now my other vibe was Money Can't Buy You Love. Just hearing the title, it takes me back to whether it was Black Street, the movie Money Can't Buy You Love. I'm like, what these brothers got to bring to this? And I heard that, and then y'all have special guests on that song. Talk about that song a little bit.
That song was it was actually written by a good friend of ours, Mr. Brandon Davis. He brought that song to the forefront, and then the way that Fonte got on that record was completely organic. It was just like we knew somebody that knew him that we're actually still in business with right now, and he got the Fonte, and we were just blessed because in reality, I don't know a lot of records that Fonte really even features on like that. Right. So we got blessed, you know what I'm saying? And for Big Bro to even say, yeah, I'm gonna do it, we was already stoked. And then when we actually heard what he did to it, we was like, yeah, we just found the habit of really wanting to grab the OGs of the game down here in North Carolina. No disrespect to nobody else is doing their thing right now, but a lot of the people that we like to work with is kind of paying homage to the cats that paved the way for us first. And then after that, you know, if the opportunities come, that we can work with some of the more current cats. So we had to show respect to one of the kings down here in North Carolina who've been doing it, paved the way for us. Another group of three, you know what I mean? Just did it in a different way. And we grateful that he was able to come on our platform and on our record and blaze it the way he did.
And Rico too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Rico
as well. I apologize. I mean, you know what? When you work around we work with Rico so much. So I apologize.
It's not even like a feature. He's just the brother.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we work with Rico. We have Rico was on this current album as well. Like, we love Rico. So yeah, no disrespect, big bro. But Rico too.
Definitely. And right, let's stay right there because you guys talked about the relationships and how you guys have been plugged into certain people to get these opportunities. So just share with me, anyone of you have to share with me your perspective on the importance of relationships, especially in this industry, and how to sustain those, you know, to get to where you need to get to accomplish the goals.
You gonna speak on that too? I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Relationships are key in this here game. You know what I'm saying? Because it always takes certain relationships that can take you to the next level. Like, it's just always good to have people that you can call on that can reach other people that you may not be able to necessarily reach, or to be able to call on somebody to say, hey, I need you on a particular record that might add, you know, additional star power to that record. You know, it's really good to be able to not necessarily have to go through the manager to, you know, handle things, but be in a place where you can pick up the phone and say, yo, this is what we doing. Are you down? And it's like, yeah, no problem. It's not a lot of red tape. So, you know, even in getting your radio heard and all the way to that extent, it's just good to have people in certain areas. So relationships are definitely a key force to being successful. I won't say it's the end all be all to your success, but it is a key element in the I guess the forward progression, for lack of better terms, the forward progression of the group or the individual.
Now, before we move on to the newer album, the other song that you know, really speaks to me is Never Gonna Let You Go. That vibe, that Marvin channeling going on, and then some. I even heard y'all do almost like a church version. What where did that song come from? And let's talk about it. And of course, I need the sample of that one too.
That came from the front seat of a 2010 Ford Fusion. Literally what happened. Great brother, friend of ours, Jerry Mosey, had sent us like a truckload of music.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was a hit. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
But certain ones that just stuck out to us. So we're never gonna let you go. I don't even remember exactly. I want to say it was Lilo, but I'm not exactly who. I don't remember exactly who it was. I remember when we came up with the chorus, and then I remember how it went from the chorus to the verses. Like we literally wrote the song in the 2-hour drive to the studio. We literally wrote that song in the car, and when we got there, hey, what do y'all think about this? All right, we'll sit down and write some verses. We wrote the verses, and that was actually the first song we ever got a chance to perform with Anthony. That was the song that the first song he actually gave us the opportunity to, I'm going to wipe this sweat off and get into my pretty coat, and I want you boys to be nice to these folk here and sing. And that's what we did. And thankful to Big Bro, that did well for us until we got another song, which was Gotta Be Loving Me, and then it grew from there to today. So, yeah, it just kept going and going and going. But, yeah, Never Gonna Let You Go, we all had a piece of work in that one. All three of us, all three of us. So, yeah. It puts you in the mind that I want to sex you up. Not that. It's not that, though. But it's definitely one of them songs that I say this all the time. I can see white people just... Because it's not too black and it's not white. It's music. So when you perform it, music is a universal language. So when you perform it in places that black folk don't even reach, they'll receive it well. And then, it makes it easier for you to perform it for everybody else. So that was just one of them songs. It's just a universal song for us. Ain't no 808s and all them. Ain't none of that. It's just some claps and shakes and a good old guitar. And drum.
That smoothness. That's that smoothness. So like I said, can we get a little sample from one of you brothers of Never Gonna Let You Go?
I'm never gonna let you go. I'm never gonna let you go. I'm never gonna let you go. Oh, cause I need you, honey, and I want you, sugar. Never gonna let you go. Oh, I'm never gonna let you go. I'm never gonna let you go.
I'm telling you. So, all right, well, let's push it forward a little bit. Now, this new album, let me say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I do not like it. I love it, but I do not like it. I do not like it because the times we're in and the reasonings of everything that we're going through. It's like, I want more of the love stuff, but this is an album that is also necessary. I wish we were able to get more of the love stuff right off the bat, but because we're going through this and y'all punched us with this in our face, it's like, yo, we got to hear this, So if people have not heard this album, I'm telling you, this is some solid work. I had my kids sitting with me when I was listening to it. It takes you on a journey from My Life Matters, that resonated with me. The Warning, talk about Rico, and y'all got another legend on that one. P. Pablo, I didn't expect what he put to that album, but then it comes at the end, a celebration, and it just took me to another place. It's like that hope. This is something new because I just got off of the B-sides, and then bam, y'all spit out something else. Like what? I'm speechless. Talk about it.
Yeah, the B-side was an amazing album for us. One of my favorites, only because I think it speaks to us a little bit more closely to who we are as people. So the first album that we came out with was the album that we wanted to introduce ourselves to the world. So we tried to eclectically make sure that we had a lot of different vibes. That's why you had Best Friend and Gotta Be Loving Me, Swinging Over the Money Can't Buy You Love, right? But then when you come over to the B-side is a little bit more just straightforward. Everything is straight soul music. It's straight like, if you don't really like soul, you might not vibe with it like that. But if you really are a soul fan, you should be able to put that record in, and from A to B, ride with it. So then we get into these current times, following this coronavirus scenario that we in right now. And it's like, on top of the coronavirus scenario that we in, us as a Black culture, we've been getting shitted on even harder than we already do. So we was just like, how, you know, no disrespect to no artist, you know, whatever you choose to do is whatever you choose to do, but how can you have a platform, right, where you have people that respect you and trust you and like you, and you not give back to your people that's been supporting you? I just don't understand that. And I don't mean give back as in saying tell somebody to go buy your product. I'm saying like actually vocally speak on what we are as in the time right now as a culture. And do the same thing to Martin and Malcolm. Do what they did, like stand up and say something to the people who don't understand, and to the people who do understand that's out there protesting, and to the people who do understand that's going to the government, for the people that do understand that's out here fighting just like we are, you know, showing that we got your back too, you know. So it initially started as a Juneteenth song. We just wanted to create something in honor of Juneteenth. And then from there, my brother Tui was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna create a whole album. And we was like, all right, say no more. We sitting in the back seat, let us know what we need to do, and you drive. And bro drove. And with the help of Keith Mack, who is an amazing producer and songwriter, amazing, we were able to put together something that I can say, if I die tomorrow, God forbid, I'm proud that we at least put something out for our people. Mm-hmm. And that's something that can, you know, that I can, when my kids grow up, they can look back and be like, yeah, daddy stood for something. Not only daddy, but my brothers too. So all of the love music and all that is cool. It's great. It's beautiful. But sometimes you just got to just talk about what's real and what's really happening. And it's unfortunate that, you know, the radio and a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I don't care. You know, at the end of the day, it's said, it's true, and it's for my people. And how can I not give back to my people when my people give to us? So you already know.
That's dope, man, because that goes right into message to America. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no favors, but you just want what's right. And that's really what it's about. And, you know, putting out this record was timely. In 1964, we talk about civil rights movements and the acts and, you know, history. But I do want to ask, the cover and the design is amazing. I mean, simplicity is key. A lot of people, you know, do too much. You would expect that y'all to maybe do like a photo or something. But really this artwork, who was behind that, and how was that creative process?
Tui.
Oh, really?
Let him speak on it, but Tui.
Okay.
It's so many hidden figures within the Hamiltons. It's ridiculous. Tui is an amazing artist. He doesn't even talk about it that much, but he's an amazing artist. All of that you see on that album cover, my brother drew from A to Z.
Wow.
Speak on it, bro.
I don't know, man. Like it just kind of came like that. Like I was just thinking about the whole message, like, of the album overall, and I just that's what happened. I don't proclaim to be a artist. It's really it just comes. It just comes like that. So, and that's pretty much it. I was just trying to really speak on the album without speaking on the album. You know, so it's kind of, when you look at the album cover and then you listen to the album, you can kind of correlate the images. Like the bullet, you can kind of connect that to the warning. With the Africa, you can connect that to celebrate, you know, celebrating your blackness. With the noose, you can kind of link that with Nat Turner. And then the 4 is just, you know, that's really, really open. Like when it came to the 4, that was like the hardest thing, because I couldn't really think what connected to a 4. And then I thought about it, like, what did we make this album for? Or what are we fighting for? Mm-hmm. What did our people die for? You know, what did they protest for? You know, it's a broad spectrum that you can kind of link to the 4. Wow. You know, and then you have the numerology behind it, which is knowledge, culture, equality, and freedom. I'm still brushing up on my numbers, but mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets pretty deep if you want to go there. You know.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Behind that, I mean,
say to you too, Ty. Oh, my bad, bro.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I definitely want to say to Ty too, man. I truly appreciate your honesty. A lot of times we have these interviews and cats don't be real, and I like real cats. So I appreciate you saying, like, it's not that you don't like it, but it's just unfortunate that we in these times that we got to make this kind of music. So I really appreciate that sincerity, my bro, for real.
Yeah, that just hearing, like I've been screaming to Ed, like, yo, you gotta hear this album. If you haven't heard it, you gotta hear it. It's powerful. I had to, like, my kids was in the other room. I was like, yo, I need y'all to hear this song. And so I let them hear which one? Jeez. I let him hear My Life Matters. And my son, he's only 9, but he's very intellectual. And he was just like, he's sitting there quiet, and he was like, you know, you can hear him catching the vibe. And it's like he was saying how it's speaking to him. But then my daughter comes scrolling in, I drop it on Celebrate. And that right there, like, it was like a party, like that whole vibe that, you know, so it was like I said, it was like, it's something that, you know, we don't necessarily, we wish we didn't have to go through it, but at the same time, it is a necessary thing. It speaks to everything we're going on right now. In fact, it was funny because I'm vibing your album, and then I just watched Antebellum. Have y'all seen that yet with Janelle Monáe?
Yeah.
No, I have been planning on watching that, my brother.
Woo, I'm not going to spoil it, but it reminds me of your album. And it's basically one of those things where it can happen today if you don't watch. And what's sad is that's just a movie, but in reality is a lot of the same stuff is still happening, you know? And the fact that y'all put the voices of dang, I'm catching the vibe on this one. Baldwin, and my man who just passed away, like
Congressman John Lewis.
It really, like, it resonates that album more and lifts it up. But then when y'all get into Nat Turner, oh my God, like, yo, it made me want to get out and do something, like, right now, you know?
Yeah, that album is beautifully put together, and I got to give, like, me and Vito, we played our part, but for real, that was like Tui and Keith. And just the way, like, Tui, I don't know, is it okay if I tell him what your name used to be? Not used to be, but Cosmic, can I say that? Can I tell him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he used to be Cosmic Kid. So it just kind of tells you a little bit more about him. Like, he's really, when it comes to information, when it comes to being in tune with not only about life, but about Black, you know what I mean? Not only him, but Keith. You know, this album, like, hearing what it did for you, brother, hearing that, man, imagine what it did for us. It made us have to tighten up on our ends. Like, after we started doing this music, I remember coming out the studio saying, bro, this album is heavy. And I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, man, but this album is heavy. And I had to go back and do a lot of research, and not only me, but me and my brothers. So we are proud to be able to say that not only we were a part of this album and able to do it, but that it's affecting our people in the right way.
Yeah, well, it definitely affected me, and I'm thankful. And, like, I literally, you know how back in the day you get an album, you look at the liner notes. Well, I'm looking at the video, and when I saw Tony Mac on it, I was like, I gotta see who this brother is. That brother,
Keith.
Man. Well, I said Tony Mac. I'm talking to you.
I got you, bro.
I was like,
it's all good.
Tony
Mac.
Right.
Got you.
We got new people.
I got you, bro. Yes, sir.
So, I know Ed had a question before.
No, we good. It was just more so along the lines of his art. Like, was you always doing it, or did you just recently get into it? But it seemed like you've been real seasoned for a while.
I've been drawing, like, all my life. Like I said, it's just not anything that I really took serious. I do it when I need to do it, and outside of that, it comes and it goes.
Okay, word.
So we're about to push into our trivia, but before we do, we got one more person that didn't sing. So Tony Lilo, can you drop a little something off the new album for the people?
Ooh, my phone about to die.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, how can you sleep and be unbothered when you see tragedy on the news? You might show compassion, understanding if you tried on a different shoe. And what would you do if this life was given to you. And how would you choose if you had to live like we do? Live like we do. Yep.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. And side note, before I get started, the BKS stands for the best kept secret. And I talk about it a lot, but originally I had a singing group called the Best Kept Secret. So I haven't sang in years, but when I do sing a little something, I love the high notes, and y'all all convey those notes magically. So with that said, though, it is an actual game. This is not something I made up. Brought to you by my man Harold Lee. So this is going to be based on R&B. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just had to make sure my numbers is right. Talking about numbers. 6 cards right here. If I need a bonus, I'm gonna pull it out for you. But I'm gonna give each of y'all 2 questions. Right? What's gonna happen is if you can't get it on the first try, the rest of the group gets a chance to answer it. Yeah, how y'all feeling about that?
With it.
All right, this is our first time doing it with a group on this thing, so let's go. So this is a freebie. All right, we're gonna go in this order. Since Tony's on my screen now, we'll go Tony, then we'll go Vito, and then we go Tui. All right. So this is an easy one. You got a real easy one. If you get this wrong, I'm pulling your card. You quit in the group. I'm gonna take your place. All right.
Let's get it.
Then it'll be a 2 light-skinned group. All right, here we go. Who is Anthony Hamilton talking about when he says, woke up this morning, found a letter that she wrote. She says she's tired, that I'm always on the road. A, Charlene, B, Lucille, C, Michelle, or D, Tanya?
Or D, who?
Tanya.
Goddamn Tanya. Ow! Charlene, bro. Charlene.
All right. So, moving on. You got that correct. We're going to go with the next brother. Where you at, Jay?
I'm right here. Let's go.
Here we go. This 1975 Earth, Wind, and Fire song contains the line, I'm in the wrong place to be real. Is it A, After the Love Is Gone, B, Devotion, C, Reasons, or D, That's the Way of the World?
Ooh. Yo, this game available?
Yes, it is. We'll talk about that in a minute, but let's see if he got it.
Give me the choices again. Give me the choices again. You said
all it. Here we go. Is it A, After the Love Is Gone, B, Devotion, C, Reasons, or D, That's the Way of the World?
C, Reasons.
All right, now you got to sing a little bit of that.
Reasons, the reasons that we're here, because I don't know the words to that song, but I said it. Oh. All right. 2E, step up.
I was right. Was I right?
You was right. I said all right.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, let's go. 2E, where you at? Here we go. This group found success with songs Casanova, Just Coolin', and Pop Pop Goes My Mind. Is it A, Levert, B, LSG, C, Portrait, or D, TGT? 2E, where you at? This one's for you.
I'm going to go with A. Oh, Casanova, Levert.
You are correct. All right. Tony, we right back to you.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. I gave you an easy one. I don't know how you're going to feel about this one, though.
Let's see what this quartet baby got. Let's go.
This singer is the first Black man to earn EGOT status, winning at least 1 Emmy, 1 Grammy, 1 Oscar, and a Tony Award. Is it A, John Legend, B, Neo, C, Quincy Jones, or D, Stevie Wonder? Guys, if he gets this wrong, let me know when rehearsals is. I'll be ready.
I got faith in my brother, though, man. I got faith in my brother, bro. Ask the question one more time.
A, John Legend, B, Neo, or C, Quincy Jones, or D, Stevie Wonder. And we're talking about an EGOT, which is basically an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. This person received all of that.
Quincy?
All right, guys. So I just need to know what dates there are. I could take a flight out there. That's not it. So Tui and Jay, who do you think it is? It ain't Quincy.
I know who it is. It's John Legend.
It was John Legend. See,
Okay.
I thought it was John Legend too.
With it all, people. We don't know way to go.
Go with your gut, and like I said, just send me the the schedule.
I am my
brother
brother.
make it.
No, see, this is how. See, I want you to learn something about the Hamiltons. I am my brother's keeper. When my brother fall off the side, I'm gonna throw a raft over there. Catch him. That's what I'm gonna tell him. I'll make the boat turn around.
Okay. So because of that, I'm gonna have to switch this card around. I'm gonna give you this.
Switch it up.
Let's see. This no, I don't want to give you that one. That's too easy.
What is for two, you mean?
This is you right now. This is
all right,
let's
do it.
All right. Here we go. Shaka Khan's 1984 song, I Feel For You, was written and originally released by this artist 5 years earlier. Is it A, Marvin Gaye, B, Prince, C, Rick James, or D, Stevie Wonder?
Prince.
Golly, I guess I might not be in that group. We'll see. We got one more person. You got that
nice.
right.
Vito, nice.
Thank you. I hear Prince say that. Think I love you.
That sounds about accurate right now. All right, and last but not least, Tui, get back to the stage. Here we go. Where at East Side High did Joe Clark discover the East Side Songbirds could sing this song, the school's anthem? Was it A, the bathroom, B, the cafeteria, C, gym class, or D, music class?
Oh man, that is so hard, man. That is it's the bathroom. Come on. Fair East Side, for the sunset. Come on, man.
Shout out to my boys too, man.
Yes, Riff.
Them the homies, them big bros, man. Shout out to them.
Yo, so y'all, I wouldn't say perfect, but actually it was perfect because all of y'all did get the answers except for my brother. But it's all right.
All good. He had his lifeline. He's straight, man.
As a group, y'all got a perfect score as a group. But maybe when all this blows over, COVID settles down, and y'all back touring, you get to be on the road, and we catch y'all. Maybe do some photographs and do a real life interview, and in person.
Yes, sir.
And you'll have a chance to redeem yourself.
I'm gonna be on it too.
I want to see that game. Is that game for purchase?
We're gonna talk off here. I'll connect and I'll make something happen. It trust me, it's real nice. It's real nice. It's a nice little icebreaker. Okay. And you play. There's rules to play. Like I don't follow the rules. I use this as a guide to help answer questions, but it also helps my brother get this information out there like that. And what's cool is, so although I asked Anthony Hamilton question, the fact that we've got to interview my man Garfield from Shy, right? And there was a question from Shy, and it was my way of saying that you made an impact, So although it wasn't a Hamilton's question, who knows, maybe in the next edition, we could pop something up there. But with that said, the fact that Anthony, which is the guy that kind of helped put you on the map, he's literally immortalized on these cards. That's dope. So what y'all got coming out? What y'all got planned? How can they reach you and all that other good stuff?
Well, right now we are in the process of getting yet another LP, if you would, LP together. We don't really have a release date. We have a couple in mind, but I don't want to move too fast. You see, I don't want to move too fast and give you inaccurate information, but we are definitely in the process of getting that next album suited and booted to release. And right now we're living in a virtual world, so we're just picking up these virtual gigs along the way. But we do virtual birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, baby showers, christenings, you know, whatever you need, we can do that. We're living in a digital world.
All right.
Digital.
I ain't gonna cap though. That's a record, bro. We gotta talk about that. We living in a digital world.
That do sound like something.
We living in a digital world. Hey, that joint be tough too, boy.
Man, and how can they reach y'all? How can they get information about y'all?
See, if you got a cell phone, you send a text message of 1964. You text 1964 to 81257, and we got people that's waiting right now to text you
Operators
back.
are standing by.
Operators are standing by. So all you got to do is send 1964 to 81257. That's all you got to do. And if my folk don't get back in touch with you, we ain't real. So that lets you know one thing. They gonna holler at you. You know what I mean?
I know what y'all mean. I would do it, but I'm on my phone now. But when I get off this thing, I'm going to text it.
Go ahead, my brother.
That's what I'm talking about. But I truly and humbly thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Us as the BKS Experience, we relish in these moments. Relish, I must be hungry. But we cherish these moments to be able to chop it up with people that we see or we hear about, or that I looked up to. And although you guys are relatively new in the game as far as doing the albums, your timeless music makes me feel like you're the archetype of what I've been looking up to all my life. And I just wanted to say thank y'all for doing y'all thing. Continue to put out that timeless classic kind of music. The fact that we didn't even talk about your independence that y'all have, because you're independent. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, granted, some people want to be stuck to a machine, but it allows y'all to keep putting out that real good music, and I thank y'all.
INDEPEND. Hey, independent.
That's right. All right.